Okay guys, here are the tools that we're gonna need to get the grease removed from your DA polisher, Harbor Freight. Alright, we're gonna need this Allen wrench that came with your unit. Then you're gonna need the tool that came with it, which is a backing plate remover. And you're gonna need one of these plumber pliers. This is, I believe, the medium size. And you're gonna need the correct Phillips screw head. Otherwise, you're gonna strip these screws. They're really easy to strip, so you gotta pay close attention to that. If it doesn't fit nice and snug, don't attempt to turn them because you're gonna strip them. All right, so we're gonna start by removing. I'm gonna remove these tools here, and I'm gonna take the DA polisher and try and get that nut removed. The backing plate, grab onto the nut and get it to spin. Okay, the backing plate came off. I think I had it loose already, so that's what happened. Make sure you lose this little piece here. You need this for the backing plate. Okay, and next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the Phillips and we're gonna remove this counterweight here. Okay, I've loosened most of these screws because they were really tight, and what I actually did is, if it's really tight, get it in there nice and snug, and then use this to grip it, push down, and turn on it. This will give you more force to get the screws if they're really tight. Okay? I'm going to unscrew this weight. It comes off fairly easy because, like I said, I loosened these screws for demonstration purposes, and most of these screws aren't pretty tight. Okay, I'm going to screw this one here. Okay, I like to keep my screws together where they go, so I'm going to take this counter plate and put it over here on the side, right here. Okay, and next is you're going to get your little Allen wrench that came with your Harbor Freight polisher, and you're going to take this cap off. I left mine a little loose for demonstration purposes. Usually these aren't pretty tight, but you should be able to get off by hand. If not, just use a screwdriver. It's a flathead. Okay, we'll take this off, put this to the side. We're gonna flip this over. Actually, let's do this. Let's put this Allen key wrench in this little hole right here. See, I have a little label here that covers the hole, so when you're done, you can just slide it over. It's a sticky label. Okay, let's try to get this in there. And just turn this bottom here until the key engages, until the Allen key engages. You turn the bottom here, okay? And what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna show you. Hold this there like that, and try to open these pliers, and hold this in place like that, and turn it counterclockwise. It'll eventually give way. There we go. It gave way. And we're gonna twist this off. Okay. And we get this piece right off. And we put it right here. Okay. Now you can remove the Allen wrench. I don't think you need it for anything else at the moment. And then you see these three little screws in here. They're on pretty tight. So like I said, I almost stripped one by accident. Make sure you get a Phillips that fits in there nice and snug. Let's see, this one's pretty tight. Okay, there it goes. It gave way. Alright. And let me turn this one. Turn this one also. Take it off. And like I said, I like to keep my screws together, even though I'm a little crazy. Get it? All right. And then we're going to take this. I'll put this in there. I'll put this piece in here with the counterweight and the screws, and I set it off to the side. This way I don't lose anything. Okay? Then you're going to have these 4 screws here. There's an easier way to do it if you actually leave all this on, don't remove anything, and if you can get your screwdriver in there, more power to you. But I'll be honest with you, it's a little difficult because of the angle, and it's pretty easy to strip them. The shortest way is to actually just get these screws out, pop everything out. But it's not really doable. Chances are you're going to strip those screws. So you're better off taking the long way than stripping those screws. Okay? In my opinion. I tried it that way. It never worked for me on any of my polishers. Okay? So we're going to loosen this here as well. And loosen this one here as well. Like I said, I had pre-loosened them for the video. So I just want you to know they're very tight. And I used this screwdriver and the plumber's pliers. And I kept it, nice and straight and turned it. It gave me a little more power than what I can physically do. Honestly, I wonder if these screws were actually machined in there, screwed in by a machine. All right, you take these 4 screws and I put them on the side. Okay, and you wiggle the backing plate off. I mean, you wiggle this plate off, and it should pop off. It just takes a little patience. And sometimes it gives you a hard time to come off. So I'm gonna use a little screwdriver here. Let's see if I could somehow manage to give it a little lift. Okay, there it goes. You gotta pop it up a little, and then it'll give way. Takes a little time. Okay, and there it goes. It comes off. Okay, and that's it. After that, you come and you clean the grease. Okay, make sure you get under this gear right here. Make sure you put some little grease under this gear as well. Right under here. It's a little lip. Just put some grease in there. Put some grease on top of here. Clean this yellow, nasty, cheap Chinese grease. This is probably Crisco oil. Who knows? And here's another gear here. You see, it's actually very dry because there's not enough here to actually, kind of like fall in there. Supposedly, it doesn't actually go in there. Supposedly, it spins it off. But it should have some kind of grease. That's why it's important to grease these gears as well, so that at least these gears have some grease on them. Okay? Now there's a ring here. If you want to remove the gear completely, you can remove it, I believe, with this ring right here. Okay? And then you can get under and throw some grease if you like. Okay? And that's it. I'll be back once I remove the grease. You just get yourself like a little spatula. And here's the grease that I use in case you guys want to know what kind of grease it is. It's a WD-40, and it's called Specialist Grease. Maybe I have it the wrong way. Okay, yeah, Specialist Grease and Superior Performance True Multi-Purpose Grease, and they sell this as a 14-ounce bottle, and they sell this in Home Depot. It's about $11, and it's a lot. It's kind of like a bluish grease. If you look inside, see it? So it's like a true multi-purpose grease, superior lubrication, extreme pressure, high temperature, severe marine condition, and long-lasting performance. And it's rated NLGI number 2. All right, so this is the grease that I use. I'll be back as soon as I'm done removing the grease. Okay, guys, I'm back now, and I've already taken out all the grease. I used this spatula right here, something like this, plastic, and I scooped everything out. And then I used some Q-tips to get the rest out. And then I used a bounty like this and cleaned all around inside. Make sure I get most of it. I'm really neurotic, so I actually went into the gear and I moved it a little, and I removed all the grease that was in the crevices of the gear. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this WD-40 grease and I'm going to scoop some out, and I'm going to put some in here, pack it up nice. Okay, and pack it up like this. It's like spreading peanut butter and jelly. That's it, nothing more. No rocket science here. Okay, alright, get that in there, and I'm going to push this in a little more in there like that. Okay, I think I took a little too much out, but we shall see. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, oh man, I feel like I'm putting frosting on a cake. Okay, and then I'm going to, I guess it's hard to get it in here unless you get this ring off, so it's pretty hard to get. But I want to throw some on here anyway, just so we could have plenty of it on the gears as well. Turn this around, get some all over inside the gears. Let me show the gears teeth have. I can try and push some down there while I'm at it. Okay. Okay, I'm still pushing some in there. I'll take a little more, scoop it up, and I mean, you're gonna squeeze this together, and whatever comes off, you know, you're gonna actually just start cleaning it anyway. So try to get some down here inside those crevices. Okay. Anyway, some should get in there once you set this down. I'm gonna take a little bit out. Okay. Then what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna try and clean around this area. Get me another bounty over here and try and clean, keep this nice and neat. There it goes. Okay. Scoop this around like that. That's neat. And try to flatten this out a little more. Okay. Clean this area around as well. Clean that. Clean that area. Okay. There it goes. That's it. Put this to the side. And now we're just gonna put this back. And this is how it goes. Okay. Just gonna squash this in there. See if we can get it to pop in, because sometimes it's a little difficult to get it snap back in. So we're gonna keep trying. Okay, there it goes. It went back in, and you see all the extra grease oozes right out. That's perfect. It's okay. It's not too bad. Okay. And now you know it's really packed and full of grease. It's even coming out of the screw holes. May have been a little too much, but eventually it'll spit it out. Whatever excess it has. Okay, there it goes. I squashed it a little harder, and more comes out. Okay, and I'm going to try to push down here with the Q-tip to get some of this out, because I want my screws to go in there. Nice. Okay, got that out. Got this in there. Okay, got some of that out. Got some of that out. And got some of this out. Okay. Got another Q-tip here. I'm going to try to get some of this grease out over here. It's on this little side. You can fast forward if you don't want to see this part. It's not really like super important. Just trying to get as much of this grease out of there as I can. Okay. And I'm going to try and see if I can scoop up the rest of this grease. Okay, once I put in the screws, more grease will probably come out. So we're going to put these 4 screws back. Everything's the same, just in reverse order. I figured I'd show you guys exactly how to do it. Sometimes people like to see the reverse. Okay, I'll put this other screw in here. Doesn't want. There we go. Got that one in there. Don't tighten down yet. You know, get all 4 in first, and then you go around tight one by one. Because you want to make sure you're able to get in all the holes before you tighten any one. And the last screw right here. Okay. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Let me get a napkin here so I can grab this good before it slides out of my hand. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Go around one more time. Tight. And tight. Okay? There you have it. Okay, we've done the area. Now we're going to come around and clean some more because this should be the rest that comes out. If you get a little more comes out, you can wipe it off. And stick your nail in there and try to get as much as you can around the little edges. Okay. So far so good. Then comes the next piece, which is going to be in reverse. It's going to be this guy right here with the 3 little screws. Align the holes just like that. Okay, and then you put in one screw at a time. Whoa, that one came out. Alright, there it goes. I got it in. Yeah, these were actually the toughest screws for me to get out. And these are probably the easiest to strip because they don't have much to grip on. I'm not sure if this is a number 2, this Phillips. I think it's a number 2. Like I said, make sure you use the proper one because I tried using this head and it's too big. So I went for a smaller head. Okay, so it's not much of a difference, but it makes a big difference when it doesn't grip. Okay, I got one more screw. These are really on tight, so I'm going to try to get them as tight as possible. Okay, that one's in. That one's in. And that one's in. Alrighty, perfect. Now next is going to be this piece. This piece just goes right on there, and you can keep twisting it and twisting it. Okay, let me try and twist it a little first on there. See how much of it I can get on there. Okay, now you're going to have some grease ooze out of this hole back here. Remember I showed you earlier? Focus, there you go. See that? And you still got some grease up here, so you want to clean that off as well. As much as you can, and clean it off. Clean this off as well. Any extra, once you turn on the machine, it should actually pour out through here. So I would run the machine a little bit with the cap off and this little glued on lid. Run that through there, okay? So now we're going to use the Allen wrench that came with your Harbor Freight tool. It has some old grease already from the original grease as well, so let me clean that off. I don't want to cross-contaminate greases. I think it's going to make much of a difference, but anyway, that's me. I'm going to stick this in there, okay, and spin this until it grips. Okay, I'm going to spin this tool up. Okay, let's see if it gripped. Yep, it gripped, and let's try turning this. Okay, let's try locking this into place. Okay, it's nice and tight. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, yep, it's nice and tight. Just want to make sure. Let me clean this tool up. Okay, and clean this area up. Okay, so we got that tool in perfect. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on putting back the counterweight. So I like to get one screw in first, and then the second screw. Just make sure they're going in nice. You're not fighting with them, otherwise you'll strip the thread. Okay, sorry the video is a little long, but I'm doing this in real time, and it would have taken a lot longer if you would have seen how long it took me to take some of these screws off with the plumber's plier. So I want to make sure I get this on there nice and tight. Get this one on there nice and tight. Alright, and that's about it, guys. That's all we have to do. And then whenever you're ready, you can get your backing plate. This is a torque plate, a 3-inch, and it's great because it has a breathable holes right here, and it doesn't let your little 3-inch pads, get a lot of heat and then just deteriorate rapidly. Okay, so get this in there. Let's get the wrench that came with your tool. Make sure you don't forget to lock this in place. Okay. Alright. Take the tool back out. And this is last. We're going to put the cap back on. Actually, let's not forget, let's try to clean this up a little more just in here. Okay, just to see how much grease you can get out. There you go. Get some out of it. This way you have less pouring out. And I will run the machine first, like I said. So I'm going to run it a little later. I want to make sure I don't put the sticker on yet. I'll put this back up here. Put the lid back up. Okay. And then you're going to put the screw, plastic screw back on here. Make sure it's going in correctly, otherwise you'll strip this plastic screw as well. It's not pretty well designed, if you ask me. I'm trying to get it in, it's giving me a hard time. Yeah, there it goes. Nice and snug now. It's a little tricky, but you'll get it in eventually. Okay, and then you can either leave it like this, hand tighten it, or you can tighten it a little more with a screwdriver. Alright guys, so this video was for a couple of you guys who asked, and I'm sorry I came a little late, but kind of life took place and didn't let me do much. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and have a good one. I'm going to try to do the power cord. I don't know when exactly, but I'll see if I get back to that. And another thing is, I'd like to give a shout out to Andrew A. is his name. Andrew A. And he's the one who actually had a video on this. And he showed me how to do it. So I'm just doing it because this video is a little clearer than what he had, okay? I'll put a link up to his video. This way you can give him a little visit. All right? Thanks.